Taking on a leadership role for the first time is both exciting and stressful. It's a step up in your career and a big one at that. You're the newest leader on the team, and you most likely were hired for your technical expertise, your talent, and your people smarts. Every great leader strives to lead a vibrant, productive, innovative, loyal, and a happy team. You may inherit a relatively stable and productive team, or you may inherit a highly dysfunctional and underperforming team. Regardless of the situation you're walking into, there are a couple of things you need to keep in mind. First, don't talk about how successful you were at your previous company. Playing up your previous successes will leave the team wondering why you left your last position if you were so good and so talented. Second, don't badmouth the person previously in your position or the way the team has handled things in the past. Badmouthing previous leadership or current team members will backfire, and you'll be the casualty. When team members have their past trashed by a new manager, they dig in their heels to protect the past and resist efforts to move forward. Instead, honor their past and build a bridge for them to an even better future. Lead a discussion about what a new vision with an even better results could look like. After all, no matter how bad the current situation is, the team survived well enough to hire you. Rather than touting your talent, walk your talk and let your actions speak loudly for what you stand for. I'm often asked, can anyone be a leader even without a title? The answer is yes, and the important point to note here is the critical difference between a manager and a leader. Managers have a title and a position on the organizational chart. Leaders may or may not have a title, but the critical factor that sets them apart is that they always have relationships with people who are highly motivated to follow them. When you take on your role, focus your efforts around building strong relationships so you can honestly say, I don't even need a title to get this job done. Next, get to know your team and hold one-on-one meetings almost immediately. Group meetings will help the team to get to know you, but it won't help you to get to know them as individuals. Meet with people individually and ask questions like, what are the strengths of the team? Or, what is going well or right? What are the top 3 priorities? Or what are the top 3 challenges the team is currently experiencing? What are your personal strengths? And what are your personal development goals? Asking these types of questions allows you to get a real feel for the culture and your team and the individuals that comprise it. As Theodore Roosevelt said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you really care. Build your network. To be effective in your new role, you need to establish credibility not only with your team members, but also your boss, your peers, and senior leaders. Do all you can to ensure the successes of these important people that you rely on. Do what you say you're going to do, deliver on time, and earn a reputation as a leader who can be counted on to deliver on the commitments. When it comes to meeting commitments, results speak multiple languages. Look for opportunities to genuinely recognize the successes of not only your own team, but people beyond your own team. Build relationships throughout the organization, and you'll find you have people to support you when the need arises. Over-communicate. It's impossible to communicate too much when you are transitioning into a new leadership role. Make sure your team has all the information they need to succeed in their roles. Information needs to be timely, complete, and accurate. Figure out the best way to communicate with the team, whether it's through weekly staff meetings, email blasts, daily huddles, or any other way that works for you and for your team. Clarify goals and performance measures. Be crystal clear on your expectations for the entire team as well as each individual team member. People may like reading mysteries, but they don't want to be working in one. Maintain a welcoming, open-door policy that when team members have questions about expectations or concerns, they can immediately get clarification from you. Listen, you'll gain more credibility and respect from those you work with if you make it a habit to listen more than you speak. You can get where you want to be in a conversation by asking rather than telling. Listen with an open mind. Asking questions and listening to the response tells team members that you respect their expertise and you value their input. As my father always told me, people like you so much better when they do the talking. Choose your battles carefully. During the transition into your new leadership role, move forward with caution when it comes to waging battles. Dr. Richard Carlson, author of Don't Sweat the Small Stuff and It's All Small Stuff, who by the way died at 45 due to a pulmonary embolism, which by the way is big stuff, emphasizing the point that when you're born, that's really big stuff, and when you die, that's really big stuff. Everything in the middle is just little stuff. He recommends there are a lot of times that we ought to just let it go rather than waging a battle. If you challenge only significant issues that are personally or professionally important to you, you'll be far more effective than if you're fighting battles that are of little consequence. Reserve your energy for fighting the important issues that impact the well-being of the team or individuals on the team. Next, establish your own identity. Don't step into the previous manager's shoes. Be yourself. Establish your own vision and work daily towards accomplishing your goals. Be clear about your values, what is important to you, and what you won't compromise on. Be a role model for integrity and do the right thing on a daily basis. Your credibility will not be established by what you say, but rather than by what you do. Look for quick wins. Sometimes the team you inherit in your new leadership role is riddled with challenges, and sometimes, due to good fortune, you supervise a high-performance team. In either case, look for the low-hanging fruit, problems that you can quickly resolve, systems or processes that you can make more efficient, or any other change that produces positive results. Establish your credibility as a problem solver early on in your role. Ask for help. Most people like to help, and they will want to see you succeed in your new leadership role. Don't be shy about asking for help when it's needed. Reach out to others for advice. It's impossible to know it all, so early on in your new role, ask for help. Asking for help won't be seen as a weakness, but rather as a sign of confidence and your strong desire to be successful in your new role. Last, express appreciation. Throughout the day, look for opportunities to genuinely thank people and praise them for their contributions. People can quickly figure out the intent behind recognition. They have a very well-developed BS detector. Make sure that your recognition is earned and delivered in a meaningful way. The actions you take during the first few months in your new leadership role will greatly impact your leadership success or failure. These tips will not only help you survive your transition into leading innovative change, but will also help you emerge as a valued and well-respected leader. So what if you're not new to the team, but you are tasked with leading innovative change? Nothing cripples change and innovation faster than these 7 little words. We've never done it that way before. and the mindset of the person who spoke them. The individuals pointing out the obvious are, in fact, usually correct. If it is a change, chances are it hasn't been done in that way at this company with this team before. Change is uncomfortable and hesitation is to be expected. But when the sentence is used to justify why change shouldn't happen, you got a problem. If you keep on doing what you've always done, you're going to keep on getting what you've always got. As a leader, it's your job to successfully lead and implement the changes needed to keep your team and organization moving forward. One of the common obstacles in your way is often a team member or maybe a couple balking at the change. The following 9 tips will help you overcome the attitude and actions that roadblock your efforts and the team's efforts to effectively implement changes and lead innovation. 1, acknowledge that these words are accurate. Some people love to point out that not all change is good change. They're right, and there are countless historical examples to back them up. But I can also confidently point out that good change can't happen in your personal or professional life without a change occurring. Leadership is all about improving the condition of those we lead. We cannot lead ourselves or our team to something better without the willingness to embrace change and strive for results that we envision. Create a positive vision of the change. If you as a leader can't visualize a positive outcome for the implementation of the change, how can you expect your direct reports to see the change as positive? There are 3 types of visions when it comes to change: a positive vision, a negative vision, and a status quo vision. Visions are a lot like jigsaw puzzles. I once worked on one of these puzzles for over 3 hours and found not so encouragingly at the end of those 3 hours that I had only assembled 5 of the 2,000 pieces that fit together. When I looked at the picture of the box top and looked at the pieces I had assembled, I asked myself, why am I duplicating the effort? Specifically, the picture on the box top and my 5 pieces, when it gets done with 2,000 pieces, are going to be identical. Why duplicate the effort? Provide your team with a positive, compelling, and inspiring vision of the outcome, and commit to it fully through both your words and your actions. 3, sell problems, not solution. Telling people we need to improve the levels of service provided to our patients is a great example of selling people on the solution rather than the problem. People have a much harder time buying into solutions when they are not part of the creation. Obtain employees' buy-in to your change by selling them on the problem. First, present the problem. If we don't improve access to our physicians with timely appointments, is it possible that patients may find a new provider? Second, ask for their input. What do you recommend that we do to improve physician access? People tend to like their own solutions a lot better than yours. Steer the direction, but allow your team members to be active in finding the right solution. 4, rethink possible. I've worked with countless leaders who have confidently informed me that the proposed change wouldn't work. Or they tailor their statements to their circumstances by telling me that won't work here. I don't know about you, but when someone tells me something can't be done, I'm that much more motivated to prove them wrong. In today's world, there isn't much that isn't possible. Some things may be impossible today, but someone, somewhere, will eventually figure out how to make it possible. That someone can't be your team or organization if you're working with beliefs that whatever it is we're trying to accomplish is impossible. Involve your direct reports in developing a plan. People don't dislike change as much as they dislike being changed. Take the time to involve the people who will be responsible for implementing the change, even your most difficult and resistant employees. Honor the past and then build them a bridge to the future. When new managers come into an organization, some have a need to tell everyone how good the organization they came from really was and how they intend to fix all of the shortcomings of their new team. Employees understandably resist this approach as they do a heavy-handed and brazen approach to organizational change. When it comes to leading innovation and change, this strategy has a high chance of backfiring. When team members hear their established and comfortable ways of doing things are changing, they will dig in their heels to protect how things were done in the past. Instead of forcing the change on your reluctant team members, acknowledge and honor the past and then lead them in a discussion about what a new vision with even better results could look like. Focus on results. When it comes to significant change, leaders can get sidetracked by their focus on and concern for how their team members feel. Most people don't feel excited and positive when they are being asked to make significant changes to how they do their work or the amount of work you're asking them to do. To focus solely on morale at this point is a mistake. Focus instead on the results you're trying to achieve through the implementation of the change. When people achieve positive results and the team is in alignment with the future of the organization, morale will actually take care of itself. Number 8, remember the J-curve. Whenever a change is made, there's a good chance that things will get worse before they get better. It's what I refer to as riding the J-curve of change. When you begin to hold employees accountable for implementing a change, remember that morale and productivity may go down before it comes back up and rises to an even higher level. When you start to implement a change and hold employees accountable for the results, some employees may become resentful. Remember the J-curve and don't retreat. Keep pushing forward to ride the J-curve of change to an even higher level. Number 9, move fast. Research tells us that fast change is easier for an employee to deal with than slow change. Some organizations can implement a change in 24 hours. Other organizations take years to implement the same change. If you think employees enjoy slow change, put a Band-Aid on the hairiest part of your arm and then pull it off slowly, one hair at a time. It won't take long before ripping the Band-Aid off quickly will be your preferred course of action. Consider how much time you have to implement your change and stick to the time frame if you want to remain a competitive force in the marketplace. Being a great leader in search of the path that leads to workplace excellence is not for the faint of heart. You will run into plenty of "we've never done it that way before" and "it won't work here." Next time you're faced with these responses, get excited. You have the tools to handle it and you're ready to take on the challenge of implementing change that will take you, your team, and your organization to the next level.